Hello, my name is Benoit Lebizet. I'm the Managing Director of Garcia Yachting, and today I would like to introduce you the new Exploration 52, of which the first unit was launched early March. Just a few elements of context maybe to start with. The Exploration 52 has been designed in line with what we did on the Exploration 45, which was launched 2 years ago. It's a centerboard aluminum sailboat. The hull, the deck, as well as the superstructure are in aluminum, and only the coach roof is in composite. The boat's designed to sail both in tropical waters and in high latitude waters, and that means in terms of equipment some key characteristics that we are going to look at in details together on board. As you can see, this is a very sizable area, which is for pleasure as well as for a working platform if needed. For example, when you need to work on some parts, or if you want to clean up fish that you've just brought in. What we see on this platform is a lot of storage space on either side, and let me just open one locker. This is a 400 liters locker, so dry storage, and you have the same on the opposite side. You also have these wet lockers on the floor. The wet lockers are quite sizable as well. This is, for example, to store your diving gear, and then on the other side it's the storage for the aft anchor, and the aft anchor is positioned through here on the aft part of the boat. What you can also see is a very large access door here into a technical compartment where you have the steering mechanism, and you also have some storage. Under the steps going up to the cockpit, you have the storage of the life raft, very easily accessible from the aft platform. In the center part, you have the bracket on which you can actually plug the hydro generator, and on the starboard side you also have the swimming ladder. Then you have the arch together with the tender lifting mechanism, which is mobile. On the arch itself you have a wind generator, solar panels, as well as the communication equipment, where you have an Iridium pilot, which is the broadband Iridium, and you also have a Wi-Fi 4G amplificator for the coastal communications. So we're now in the cockpit. You can see the access to the gas bottles locker over there under the steps going up into the cockpit. Cockpit very secured. And within the cockpit you also have some supports which are mobile, that allows you to maintain a comfortable position when you are at the helm and the boat is heeling. And you have a similar setup with the seating position at the helm, which are angulated in such a way that you are also extremely comfortable when the boat is heeling. Then you actually will stay relatively flat. Chain plates for security at each of the helm, as well as here in the center, so very easy to secure your lifelines. Now in the front part of the cockpit, first of all, maybe just drag your attention to the fact that you have handrails everywhere within the cockpit. So whether it's over here, it's there. We've seen the handrails at the level of the helm. The idea is that you are, wherever you are, you're always in a position to grab something and you can hold on to. In the front part of the cockpit, you can also differentiate quite easily. We have on the port side the cockpit as it is designed for the high latitude sailing with protected watch position, and on the starboard side you can see more the tropical configuration with easy and very comfortable place to enjoy the sun. This textile protection here allows you to completely isolate the front part of cockpit, and this front part becomes connects actually easily with the inside of the boat, even with the doors open. Also in the front part of the cockpit, you can see you have cupboards for storage on both sides. You also have here on the cockpit table a place to store glasses and a bottle, and you have very large cockpit lockers on both sides of the cockpit. Okay, now in terms of sail handling, let's just look at the program of the boat. As we said, is potentially quite radical, and a key element of the that we took into consideration when building this boat was therefore to make sure that all of the lines could be brought back into the cockpit, taking away the need to go at the foot of the mast to do any of the maneuvering. And you have those lines coming here on the side, and those lines will go to the secondary winch, which is here. Other lines will come along here and will come directly into the primary winch. It is the case, for example, for the main sheet. The main sheet is a German system main sheet with a double setup, which means that with one of the main sheet you will work the position of the boom, and with the other one you are going to be able to twist the mainsail. All of this comes back into, again, the primary winches, where you also have the Solent sheet coming there. One additional element which is important to mention, so behind the jammers you also have a block that will allow you to be able to send any line back to another winch. So if this winch is busy, you can actually stick through this block, send to this winch, or send it to another winch within the cockpit. Okay, we are now on the side decks of the Exploration 52. First of all, this is the coach roof, which is the only part which is composite. All of the rest of the structure of the whole of the boat is aluminum. We talked earlier on about the safety factor being number one priority. You can see the handrails all along the coach roof, all the way to the front, including those granny bars that are extremely useful and helpful when you are working on the boom. Also paying attention to the side, the triple side lines, which have a height of 75 centimeters. Very easy access to the coach roof to be able to work on the mainsail while being fully protected. Another specificity of this boat is the position of the windlass at the foot of the mast. We bring back 100 meters of 12 millimeter chain to the foot of the mast in order to improve the centralization of the weight, and that improves as well the performance and the behavior of the boat at sea. Here is the windlass. Then you have on either side of the windlass the rate boxes, and we also have the self-tacking staysail with the sheet which goes back all the way mid-mast before going back into the cockpit. Let's zoom a little bit on the double glazed windows. First of all, I mean on the side of the coach roof, you see they are vertical in order to prevent the greenhouse effect from the sun, because when the sun has a direct impact on the vertical windows, it is quite low, and then the heat is much lower. On the front part, you see that not only they're vertical, but they are actually inverted, and the inversion of the shape allows to avoid the reflection of lights when you enter into a harbor at night, which improves your visibility. On the front, on the bow, so we first of all have the very sizable traditional Garcia bow, on which there is a 55 kilo anchor. You also have very reinforced cleats, 2 on each side. And finally here the sail locker, a very large volume to store sails, but also fenders and other bulky material. You also have in here a place to store the engine of the tender, and there is a watertight hatch allowing you to access the sail locker from the front bathroom without going out. When the conditions are pretty harsh, this is something quite valuable. Another key differentiating element of this boat, which was already present on the Exploration 45, are the watertight doors. Watertight doors, double glazed and with 4 locking points, so 2 on each side. So welcome inside the Exploration 52. First, let's start with the raised saloon, the deck saloon on the starboard side. So wherever you're seated, you will always have the vision towards the sea, which is the main reason why we are all sailing out there. And so whether you're sitting on the starboard side or you're standing on the port side where you have the galley, you will always have the peripheral views outdoor. Next concept, this saloon table actually can be lowered and then covered with additional cushions. Actually it is the same there in the front, in the aft as well as in the front, and it becomes a very comfortable platform where to sit, whether you're heeling to port or to starboard. With a set of cushions you will always find the right comfortable position for long-term sailing. On the front part we have the watch position at the chart table. There is also a backrest coming on the seat at the chart table, which allows you to be sitting very comfortably even though the boat may be heeling. The watch position has all of what it takes to sail the boat with a 3-minute reaction watch. So you have the autopilot, the engine command, the chart plotters, the various electronic indications, VHF, as well as the security element like the pumps and the screens. On the port side we have the galley with microwave, with a fridge, 2 drawers fridge. We also have a freezer, we have a sink, we have trash cans, access from the top, 2 trash cans actually. We also have a lot of storage in the various areas. You have the gas stove, additional storage including bottle storage in the central storage area. Access to the systems, in particular access to the engine, is been really worked upon extremely carefully, and as you can see the access to the engine is really readily accessible on either side, including here if necessary to access the top of the engine. We are now in the front cabin, the owner's cabin, where just on the right side as you enter there is the chain locker, which has 2 watertight hatches to be able to access the chain when it is in the locker, when the locker is empty. Then the bed, lots of storage around the bed as well as at the head, drawers under it as well. On the port side, large cabinet, drawers as well, book storage and desk where you can actually sit down to either work or do some other stuff. Storage on the side and under the sink as well. A boat which is very well insulated also needs to be very well ventilated, and so there are natural openings throughout the deck, etc. for the ventilation. However, when you can't use the hatches, there are also dorade boxes, and if the conditions are such that you can't use your dorade box, you still have mechanical extractors, air extractors, to ensure that the bowl is well ventilated. In terms of heating, we have a heating system which is an oil burning heater which circulates hot water throughout the boat, and there are then radiators or heat exchangers in the various areas. This is the deck saloon, which can either be a technical room, a storage room, or can be converted into an additional fourth cabin, which is the configuration that you can see here. The bed actually extends all the way to the hull, and there is also an access on the front into the systems, including the electric systems as well as others. This is the Aft Starboard Cabin with a large rectangular bed, 150 centimeters wide, 2 meters long. You have lots of storage on both sides. You can readily access the bed from both sides. You also have a large cabinet and drawers for additional storage. Also on the aft part there is also a watertight hatch which allows you to access the steering mechanism. So this is the aft bathroom with a window which opens for the ventilation, sink, toilet, storage, as well as a wet locker and a shower. And if you are using the shower, you can also store the wet gear in the side shower protected by a textile. So this is the aft board cabin with a single bed along the hull, as well as a removable bed in the central area. Under the bed, lots of storage, different drawers, as well as a cabinet for additional storage. In the aft watertight bulkhead, you have a watertight hatch in order to access the aft compartments where there is some technical access needed, especially for systems like the heating system, etc. Well, thank you for taking the time to follow me on this visit of the Exploration 52. Don't hesitate to ask additional questions on the website or make contact with us, and we'll be very happy to answer. Thank you again. Bye-bye.